Hello and welcome to Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast, a podcast where we help you navigate the often complex world of buying, selling and renting real estate in Ipswich and the surrounding areas. I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NG Real Estate Ipswich and lots of others. I won't mention them all, but we own lots of real estate companies and we're here to service you anywhere between Ipswich, Toowoomba and Brisbane. So I'm joined today by Matthew Taylor-Farrington from Purple Bunny Marketing. Hello, Matthew. How are you?
Hello. Thank you for having me again.
No, always a pleasure, never a chore. Obviously we're going to have a discussion about what happened in August 2025. So what happened in...
You're still in holiday brain, are you?
A little bit. It's been hectic.
Okay. So what did we see happening? What was happening in the way of sales and what was happening in the way of, I guess, listings? Have we seen what's happening in the market? Because obviously the media is still constantly reporting, as I see, about house prices continuing to climb.
Yes.
And I think I saw something the other day about our market is expected to boost even further, especially Brisbane. Yeah,
definitely. And I'll talk about why. In terms of sales, and it's been an interesting time. Obviously, we've discussed on previous podcasts new disclosure laws. The Form 2 has came into effect and is now law as of the 1st of August. That had a profound effect on our sales, and it just really slowed everything down. So as you know, we always sell a minimum of 2, and July we sold 86 properties, so nearly 3 a day.
Yep.
In August, the slowdown effect from disclosure statements, we sold 42 properties.
Yeah, wow.
So we're under 2 a day for the first time since I can't remember when.
Yes.
But it was really caused by delays associated with getting disclosure statements, which are now legally required. They must be signed before a buyer can sign a contract. And what we found is it was a steep learning curve for us as agents, but also for solicitors.
Yes.
We mentioned it largely came into effect without really any consultation with solicitors, real estate agents. The government just brought it in and said, as of the 1st of August, this is what's happened.
Yes.
Now, as a result, we found that those disclosure statements can be anywhere from free up to thousands of dollars, anywhere between $2,000 and $3,000. Some solicitors are charging for a disclosure statement. And we found that probably the quickest we've ever had a disclosure statement done is in 3 days. And then we've had others that have taken 3 weeks to get a disclosure statement. Now, for everyone at home, this disclosure statement can be anywhere up to 120 pages.
Wow.
Right? So the solicitor prepares it on your behalf, but they're relying on information that you supply. And then obviously there needs to be searches done in order to effect, to gain all the information that's necessary for that disclosure statement.
Yes.
Like I said, quickest 3 days, longest 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And the costs associated with that can swing quite wildly.
All right. So what you're saying is there's a lot of red tape and it's basically slowed the process down and affect the sales, but it's not really affected the market, right? Because how many did we list last month?
We listed 80 properties across all of our offices. So just under 3 a day, which is consistent with what we did in July.
Yes.
So the listings haven't slowed down, but like I said, the time taken to get to contract,
to process the sale,
is just basically slowed the whole process down for the month of August. We'll see how we proceed in the month of September as we're starting to get more used to that disclosure statement process, and obviously solicitors hopefully will get quicker, and obviously sellers will become more educated because there's requirements on the sellers to provide money for searches and to also provide information that sometimes only they know about their own property. So, so all of that information is reliant upon searches or owner information.
Yep.
But so 80 properties listed. So the great news is we've got plenty of stock we can sell you.
Plenty of homes ready to go.
We've got a lot of them, 80 of them in fact. It'll be interesting to see, and obviously we'll talk, and we've mentioned in our previous podcast, we will do a bit of a session on disclosure statements to help people understand this process a little bit better, because it is like it's not diabolical, but it's not as simple as it once was.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, so we don't want to scare people at home, but there is definitely new requirements that most people are not used to.
And they're there for a reason, obviously, to protect the incoming buyer, right? In most cases.
Well, we'll talk about that during that session. Now, that's the ultimate
Yes.
aim, is to protect the buyer, but we just find that there's some anomalies with those disclosure statements where certain things that you would expect would have to be disclosed are not actually required to be disclosed. So you wonder where the protection
Is really. Yeah.
But again, I think this is a government issue which potentially may need some massaging in order to make it more workable for everyday living.
Yes, agreed.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, amazing listing month. 80 properties listed, 42 properties sold.
Sold, yeah. And what are we seeing then? I guess I opened with that as well, but even I saw this morning on the news, they were reporting that the markets are still continuing to climb. They were talking about other markets, but then they were talking about Brisbane and our market in particular, and how they're seeing extra growth in that space, and they're going to continue to say, well, they're saying that they expect that will continue over the coming year.
Yeah,
what are you seeing?
Yeah, look, I definitely think prices are still rising, and we keep saying to buyers out there, when's the best time to buy? It's right now, because you know what the prices are now. You don't know what they will be in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or 12 months. But property prices are definitely increasing and continuing to rise. Now, the federal government's just released a new initiative which will come into effect on the 1st of October.
Yep.
All right. Now, this was not supposed to come in until 2026, but the government's obviously trying to move things on.
Yes.
So it will come into effect on the 1st of October for first homeowners, where they can currently spend up to $700,000.
Yes.
Right? And basically there's no stamp duty. They can borrow on 5%, and there's no lender's mortgage insurance. Well, the government's now upped that to $1 million that a first homeowner can spend with no lender's mortgage insurance on a 5% deposit.
Yes.
The issue that will come into play for first home buyers is that as soon as you get over $700,000, you lose your stamp duty exemption.
Yes.
And you will start to pay stamp duty. And as soon as you get over $750,000, you will pay at the full rate.
Yes.
So what we'll find is first home buyers who are spending more than $750,000 will pay the full rate of stamp duty. So they still may not be able to afford that property anyway.
Yes.
Because there is no exemption above $700,000. All right, and definitely none above $750,000.
Yes.
All right. So all I would suggest to you is that it will spur on, and the sections of the market that will probably get the biggest kick is median house price here in Ipswich is now roughly $680,000.
Yep.
But if you've got a property anywhere between say $600,000 and $750,000,
yep,
I think that's the sector that will get the biggest kick from first home buyers.
Yes.
So they will actually push prices up because they'll be forced to compete against other first homeowners, as well as downsizers, as well as investors in that sector of the market.
Yes.
So I do believe we will still see an increase in market values across the whole market. We've talked about previously how strong that top end of the market is.
Yes.
Acreage properties, we had 2 sales last month well over $2 million, one at 2.2, one at 2.5.
Yeah.
We had probably 10 sales well over $1 million. Yes. And even so far in August, we probably listed another 7 or 8 properties which are in the anywhere between 1.2 up to 1.6.
Yes.
So there's still some very expensive stock coming to market, which, based on past trends, will sell quickly.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite surprising that the higher end is moving quite quickly, really.
Well, look, I think it's one of those things. It's the higher end because it's probably the exclusive part of the market.
Yes.
And people who have got money, will always have money.
Yes.
So, but those properties tend to be tightly held, and when they do come up, people are forced to compete. Yes. Competition pushes price up.
Yes, correct.
And that's what we're seeing is there's strong competition for those exclusive properties.
Yeah. All right. So before we move on to the rental side of things, was there any markets in particular or pockets or areas that you saw, I guess, over the last month or even over the last 2 months that you've kind of seen that are kind of popping off? I know Ripley's got a lot development that's opening up in that area. But where are you seeing as the kind of hotspots?
Well, look, we've talked previously about the top end, but
Yes.
the lower section of the market is really quite strong now.
Yes.
Now, areas like, say, Leichhardt,
Yep.
okay, which traditionally have been for the first homeowners, a lot of investor-based owners in that sector of the market because it's more affordable. Even that section of the market, we're seeing properties which, only probably, I don't know, I'm going to say 2.5 years ago would have sold probably in the
Yes.
350 range,
Yep.
are now selling for 650 and more.
Yes.
So that sector of the market over the last 2.5-3 years has doubled.
Yep.
Right. So the lower end of the market, it's the most affordable section of the market.
Yes.
So people are competing to get into that market. So it's first home buyers just trying to get into the market. These tend to be properties which are in the 60-year-old range. They're either previous housing commission or defence housing. They tend to be either Shamfer board. Some of them are brick. Some of them are vibro.
Yep.
But they tend to be older
Homes.
homes, but they're sought after because they're cheap.
Yes.
Or cheaper than anything else.
Yeah.
So that sector of the market is really, really strong. So if you've ever bought an investment property that you potentially bought 5, 10, 15 years ago, you may have paid $200,000 for it. That property could now be worth anywhere between $600,000 and $700,000. So huge gains have been made in that lower section of the market. So it's well worth talking about.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So rentals. What happened there? How did we go?
Okay, we rented out 15 properties over the course of August.
Yep.
So great work from our property management team. We brought on 9 new managements. And obviously speaking to our business development manager, Cassandra Jeffs here, we're looking at, throughout this office, we're looking at after about 700 properties through this office.
Yes.
The market generally, top end, really strong rental prices, renting properties for up to $1,100 per week.
Yep.
In the top section, they tend to be obviously executive homes. Some of them are acreage, some of them are non-acreage. But
Yes.
if it's an executive home, up to $1,100 a week people are paying for rent.
Yep.
In that Ripley market, which we talked about just
Yes.
a minute ago, a lot of stock coming on. Even at the moment, there's probably 50 to 60 homes available today.
Yes.
So that market in terms of rental price has softened a little bit.
Okay.
And it's mostly due to the fact that there is a large supply.
Yes.
Okay. Once supply dries up and potentially there's people still wanting to get in that market, we may see the prices firm up a little bit, but that market has softened a little bit from the rental point of view in that Ripley area because there's a bit of an oversupply right now.
Yep. All right. And is there anything else that kind of happened in last month that the general public should be aware of?
Look, I don't think so. Obviously, apart from the interest rate cut.
Yes, which everyone was excited about.
Right, so that's the best thing that's happened to us in the month of August. We saw a cut. That's the third cut for this year. So obviously, a bit of relief for mortgage holders in terms of interest rates.
Yes.
But apart from that, everything is basically trending along the way. Obviously, I guess the government would hope in terms of unemployment and all those sorts of things. So nothing else major to report for the month of August. Obviously, we've got further developments coming along, as we've said, in October, and obviously there'll be another interest rate decision coming up towards the end of the month.
Correct. Yeah.
So we'll stay tuned for that. Obviously, you'll see all the information on that on Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast, where you
correct.
get all of your thorough and conclusive information with respect to real estate here in Ipswich.
Yes.
So yes, stay
All right.
tuned.
Yes, agreed. Well, I don't have anything else for you.
I don't have anything else either. So obviously, mate, thank you once again, Matt from Purple Bunny Marketing, coming along and spending time with us.
No worries.
For
Thanks for having
everyone
me.
at home, obviously we value your comments. If you've got any feedback on what we've talked about today, we'd love to hear from you. Please subscribe to the link below. We'd love to hear your comments and obviously your feedback on what we're talking about. So once again, I'm Steve Athanates. I'm the owner of NG Real Estate here in Ipswich and the surrounding areas. we look forward to seeing you at our next episode of Ipswich's Real Estate Podcast.